Dr. Arianne here from the Movement Paradigm. Today I'm going to talk about one of the most powerful and most neglected systems in the body, the lymphatic system. Before I jump in, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Arianne, and don't forget to hit that alert button to stay tuned for new content every single week. As you've heard me talk about many times, 70 to 90% of all chronic disease is linked to inflammation. And how do we get rid of inflammation? Primarily through our lymphatic system. Our other detoxification systems or organs are going to include our liver, our kidney, our lungs, our skin, our GI system, our tongue, and fat. So we are made up of 80% water. So if we can think of the lymphatic system as compared to an aquarium, we can appreciate that if in the aquarium we have clean filtered water, that everything in the aquarium, all of the fish, all of the algae, everything is going to survive, and not only survive, it will thrive. However, if that tank is unfiltered, if it becomes toxic, it's dirty, it's infected, then everything in the tank is also going to become toxic. It has a lack of oxygen, a lack of nutrients. So therefore, it cannot survive, let alone thrive in that toxic environment. As one of my mentors, Dr. Nichelston, says, you cannot get well in the environment that you got ill in. If you're experiencing these symptoms, then you most likely have a lymphatic issue. But truthfully, if you're living in modern society, you most likely have a lymphatic issue anyway because of how toxic our environment is. With that said, if you have things like morning stiffness, chronic pain or fatigue or stiffness, if you have bloating in your face, in your abdomen, if you have varicose veins, if you have poor capillary refill, if you have any of these symptoms, then most likely you are dealing with some kind of lymphatic issue. The lymph system is pretty darn amazing. There's over 700 lymph nodes in the body, over 1/3 of them are in the neck, and there's 15 liters of lymph in our body. All of the lymph is going in the direction of the heart, and it's deeply connected to the gut, which you know I speak of all of the time, and that is connected through the gut-associated lymphoid tissue, so GALT, specifically the Peyer's patches. And we know that 70 to 80% of our immune system is in our gut. So now you can appreciate this deep connection of the lymphatic in the gut. If there is a gut issue, there is a lymph issue. So what can you do if you have a lymphatic issue? I'm going to give you 7 key ways that are very easy things to integrate into your life and should be foundational. The 2 key ways to improve your lymphatic system are movement and breath. Let's speak about breath first. So when I refer to breath, I really mean diaphragmatic breath. So that means that you are using the diaphragm to actually create a pumping mechanism that is going to pump the lymph to the cisternae chyli, which is one of your main lymph drainage points right in the center of your abdomen. So as you breathe diaphragmatically, which is ideally 20 to 25,000 times a day, that is going to improve the chances of having a healthy lymph system. However, if we have stress breathing and the diaphragm is very restricted and we're breathing from the neck and the shoulders, that is going to significantly impact our lymphatic system. So start by breathing at least 3 diaphragmatic breaths every hour, and do it before you go to bed and when you wake up. The second is movement. So once again, movement is one of the most important things in improving your lymphatic system. We want to think of hydrating the tissue, moving that lymph system, moving the fluids in our body. So thinking of moving frequently throughout the day, not just for 1 hour and then sitting the remaining part of the day, but really thinking about movement snacks. I will send a separate link to my movement snack video for your reference, but really thinking of how can you move throughout the day, and not only move often, but move well. Number 3, staying hydrated. Seems very simple, but also very challenging for many people. Remember, we are 80% water, so it is very important for our lymphatic system to be well hydrated. So to do that, you want to make sure that you're drinking at minimum 8 ounce glasses of water a day, and always making sure that your urine is pale yellow to clear. Number 4 is going to be nutrition, and specifically an anti-inflammatory diet. So the more inflammation that we have, remember that is going to make our environment very toxic, and we cannot get well in the environment that we got ill in. So really focusing on an anti-inflammatory diet, which I will include in a separate video link, and also making sure that if there are any other gut infections, anything like yeast overgrowth or SIBO, that you want to recognize that that is contributing to a poor lymphatic system. So all of these systems work together, so it's really important to address any underlying condition and really focus on a well-balanced, whole food, natural diet. Number 5 is performing a 1-minute lymph drainage. So this is the most basic version, and it's a great starting point for many people. If you go too fast too soon with the lymphatic system, you can actually cause a huge detoxification reaction and make you feel very ill. So this is a great way to simply start the process, and if you have any negative symptoms, you would wait until those symptoms resolve before you progress. And ultimately, you would do this daily. So you could do it in the shower, you could do it before you work out, anyway, and you always want to follow it with movement. Remember that for the lymph drainage, the order is very important. You're always starting on the left side and then moving to the right. And you start with above the collarbone area, move up to the jaw, under the jaw. Then you're going to the pec, then the abdomen, then the inguinal area, and then behind the knees. So the order is very important. 5 pats in each place. Number 6 is vagus nerve stimulation. One of the things I love to talk about. We can do that several different ways, through breathing, through meditation, through specific exercises. I will link in the notes for a vagus nerve stimulation exercise. And we can do this various ways. However, we want to be thinking about how can we improve that parasympathetic system? How can we improve our rest and digest nervous system? Because that is going to impact our breathing, therefore our pumping action of the lymphatics. Okay, so super important. You want to make sure that you're including those in your daily life, whether it is a specific exercise to stimulate it, breathing, different breath practices, yoga, meditation. All of these can be very powerful in stimulating the vagus nerve. Last but definitely not least is decreasing stress. So we know that when the HPA axis, the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, is activated, our stress pathway of our body, we are ultimately going to release cortisol. So what happens is cortisol is going to break down proteins, and specifically it can break down collagen, and everything in our body just about is made up of collagen. So that can impact the cells that of the lymphatic system, which therefore can cause blockages, which ultimately in turn means that we are going to have more congestion, a more toxic environment. So there you have it, 7 different ways to improve your lymphatic system, and hopefully with a little background information to help you on your healing journey. So if this video was helpful to you, please make sure to like it, and of course share it with friends and family. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Arianne, and don't forget to hit that alert button to stay tuned for new content. As always, I sincerely appreciate all of your support. Thank you so much.